Oh my god. New Year's special, Daleks are back, redesign? Character closure, top 10 reasons why Jodie Whittaker is now the Doctor. Yeah, guys, that's all very interesting clickbait. But who can fly the TARDIS, though? In the constant tradition of never being on trend, I ask you instead, who can pilot the TARDIS? Can any of the companions fly it? It's been on a constant loop in my head. Can anybody fly the TARDIS? I was thinking this during Resolution. It's been plaguing my mind. And I personally and vocally abstain from future Doctor Who content until the showrunners give us a definitive answer I am satisfied with. Nobody wanted it, nobody asked, but I'm gonna find out anyway. The Type 40 TARDIS is an ancient model of space-time machine. It is a sentient, self-aware time machine existing out of time and space with no collective consciousness. It's meant to be controlled by 6 pilots, although it ever rarely is. It can be summoned by remotes, although it rarely ever is. And the console can also be controlled via psychic means, although it weirdly never is. Just how hard is piloting one of these things? It's weird because Tegan did it somehow just by seemingly luck. But then even characters like the Master and Susan have struggled with piloting it on a very basic level. Even our genius main protagonist constantly displays that he does not actually know how to fly this thing. And I don't blame him, because the buttons keep changing every few weeks. The fact that there is a very inconsistent selection of controls, from a bell to a car battery, a typewriter, a custard cream dispenser. It's very, very clear with anything that has a 50-year plus mythology that the rules are very, very inconsistent, making my role utterly pointless and completely fallible. There was Salamander, who conveniently got launched into orbit immediately. There's Ace, who in this story basically became the Doctor after Seven died and she inherited the TARDIS as a home. With no manual, Ace worked it out just fine. And then you have really experienced companions such as Song. River Song has a comprehensive knowledge on how to fly a TARDIS, meaning that everyone in the Silence can teach this. At many points during the series, River has taught the Doctor how to better pilot the TARDIS, which I'm sure she learned at Time Machine School. For the same reason, Tasha Lem shows no problem doing it in Time of the Doctor. Wait. But then there's that one bit where River Song tells the Doctor,
"It's not supposed to make that noise. You leave the brakes on."
Okay, but let's not ignore the fact that the Master, the Rani, and the Meddling Monk's TARDISes, every other TARDIS we've been shown in the series, makes the same noise. Are you telling me that everybody on Gallifrey is piloting TARDISes wrong? And hey, here's a golden little nugget for you Doctor Who canon aficionados. Who came up with the term TARDIS? Did Susan invent it? Or has everybody in Gallifrey always been using it? Wah wah. So that makes 3. We can also rule out, obviously, every single Time Lord. Rani, Romana, the Master. Many can, have, and will steal the Doctor's TARDIS. Suddenly questioning the Revival era logic that the TARDIS is a sentient being who can control its damn self. You haven't always taken me where I wanted to go. Yes, but I've taken you everywhere you needed to go. How does this work? Combing through continuity and expecting any form of consistency will drive you mad. In Tennant's era, I think Martha was the only companion who never actually got to control the TARDIS. What? Yeah, no, really. Rose was able to, but only when she was part of the time vortex. Donna managed to. I think it's the Sontaran stratagem, where Donna Noble, genius little gem that she is actually piloting it to the Doctor's amazement. But then again, Donna Noble was a very smart kind of companion. But where does that line stop? Because then Clara, both in Dark Water and Listen, uses the telepathic controls. She's used the sonic screwdriver, the psychic paper, and often knew the purpose of many different controls on the console. Moffat always seemed very insistent that Clara had been with the Doctor for such a long period of time that she was a natural. Possibly even flying the TARDIS wasn't that difficult. I mean, if Tegan could do it. The Doctor threw the instruction manual into a supernova, which would imply that it's very difficult to read, but I also like to think the Doctor doesn't have an attention span for authority. Because then, smash cut, Clara is piloting a tame, new TARDIS model at the end of Hell Bent. Yeah, that wasn't me. Look carefully. That's Clara doing it. Oh god, my head hurts. Does the TARDIS even need a pilot? In Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS kind of just goes AWOL, trying to kill its pilot even though it knows the Doctor is not responsible. Does the TARDIS care about its occupants on the ship? Zagreus would insinuate no. The TARDIS actively dislikes Clara and chooses not to work for her. Many times the TARDIS has referred to them as strays. But then go to the TV movie, and suddenly it cares enough to bring back tiny sentient humans the Doctor has only just met. So, oh god, thanks for this 5 minutes of nonsense sci-fi rambling, we can all come to the conclusion that the internal mechanics of the TARDIS and therefore Doctor Who do not matter.
The rules of regeneration are known. You have expended all your lives.
Sorry? What did you say? Did you mention the rules?
Doctor Who has such a disdain for an internal consistency. The ongoing laws of this universe, or any of its occupants, is completely subjective to change. Who can pilot the TARDIS? Anybody. Everybody. Sometimes it needs to be an obstacle in the story, other times anyone can control one with a Rassilon imprimatur. What? You didn't know that? Idiot. Fake fan. If there's anything my fanboy ramblings drenched in heavy sarcasm have taught us, I'd hope it's that continuity can be fun. I'm not ruining anybody else's fun with this video, that's not my intention. But it is these strange little details, this trivia, that can stifle imagination and creativity and really block the enjoyment for a lot of fans. I've noticed this a lot online. I made this video today to display just how silly, irreverent and pointless trying to create an internal canon is. Callbacks, rules, references and fan wank. World building is great and I love it, but it's secondary. Don't expect it to stay forever in a series so dependent on change. In terms of fiction, this applies to everything. From how the TARDIS works, to how regeneration works. The Doctor can't be a female because I've never seen it happen before. Or, documented Time Lord biology cannot do that. Is ridiculous. In a show that, just like its main character, consistently breaks its own rules every episode. That's what happens when you treat flexible, fantastical fiction as some kind of grounded science or fact. Treating science fiction as a science in itself, with a set-in-stone historical timeline and concrete rules, is a trapping of fandom. Lore, world building, immersion is great, I love it, but it is not the primary focus of entertainment. And demanding complete, uncontradictory, uniform escapism is going to result in disappointment. I'm the biggest Doctor Who fan because I know all the facts. In summary, this little brain teaser is indicative of how some people perceive the show. It can be fun to have the odd little nerd chat, or sit here confusing yourself like I have with the Doctor Who wiki right in front of me. But that should never be the principal form of entertainment for you. Collecting lore is fun, but then getting annoyed or angry when it does not fit into this constructed fictional timeline you've created is ridiculous. Especially with Doctor Who. I don't know, it's just something I've seen thrown around quite a lot recently. And it's something to think about. There are no rules. Have fun and be good to each other.